This is the MTech MT-122BK fixed blade 12-inch overall knife. I'm going to unbox it here for you. I've already opened it up once, but just to show you how it comes in the box. It has a pretty nice box presentation. There's not a whole lot inside of it. Just a little bit of writing on the back, a silica packet, and then the knife itself comes in a nylon sheath. It is covered in this piece of plastic here. And that is it as far as the contents of the box are concerned. Now, this knife itself is definitely on the value end of the market. You can see when you get up close, if the lighting's good enough. There we go. You see the grind marks on the knife still. Not really a big deal. It's not unexpected for a knife in this price range. It does say that it is made in China, USA design, but made in China, not surprising. It is full tang. You can see the end of the tang right here, the bottom. It's held in place with a pin going through the bottom of the pommel here. It's got a good weight and feel to it overall. The knife you'd probably be comparing this to, if you were making a comparison on style, is the K-bar fighting knife. I'm going to show you that right here. This knife has been well used and worn. There are a couple of very big differences. Now, first and foremost is going to be the actual grip size. You can see here that the K-bar has a decently bigger grip. It is actually about 7/16 of an inch longer. Gives you a bit more room to hold on to it. Obviously, it's a bigger grip. It's also a leather handle instead of this rubberized handle. But one of the big things is that both of them have a 7-inch blade, and the K-bar is a 12-inch long knife. So as it turns out, well, perspective's kind of messing with it here. Hard to tell. But the MTech 12-inch overall knife is not 12 inches overall. You can see the K-bar is exactly 12 inches. Both of them have a 7-inch blade. MTech comes in right at 11 9/16 of an inch. Still a mighty fine knife. Not a problem with that, but it is not as long as it's advertised. So that's part of the reason I'm taking 1 star off the review. The other part is actually this is the second MTech knife I received. The first one I returned for an exchange from Amazon for a few reasons, which I will show you because I still have that first one here. Doesn't look much different on the front end, but if you get up close, you can see, once this focuses, see there was actually a curved burr on the end of this knife. It may or may not show up. There, it kind of shows up against my finger. There we go. So it had this weird burr on the end. Probably could have ground it off. Maybe not a huge concern. But the tip of the knife was also a different width starting right here. This part of the knife is not sharpened at all. It's dull. Obviously, that's what not sharp means. And on the other part of the knife, you've got some epoxy leaking through here. Not a very pretty look to it. And this isn't that big of a deal, but you can see on this particular one, there's also a decent gap in between the tang and the handle. You can see where the pin's running through it. So the tolerance on this particular piece are a lot lower than on the piece I got as a replacement. Happy with what I got by far, but given that it's not 12 inches in length overall, and given that you need to really pay attention to the quality of what you're getting, you're the customer. If you're not satisfied, don't be afraid to ask Amazon for an exchange. Amazon's a great company, and they're more than happy to work with you. And hopefully you will get exactly what you want. But that is the MTech MT-122BK fixed blade knife.